right? So once you open ZBrush, this is what you'll get. Of course, my interface is slightly different because I have add in a different plugin as well for my side. So if you want this, I can give it to you as well. You can go to, I can pass it to you, but later on lah. Yeah, if not you're gonna get confused. So anyways, so when you start off with ZBrush, this is what you'll get. This is the what they call, this is where you will see all your projects and so on and so forth. This is Lightbox, they call it. Alright, so everything that you see here, the folders, the documents and so on and so forth, the projects, the reasons, all this is stating that whatever that you have done, it has been recorded, and then it is showing you the collection of stuff that is available, as well as what have you been doing. Making sense? Alright, cool. So in order for you to hide this, right, if there is light box here, there's a button like this, like light boolean, right? If there is a button here, just click on it. Or comma, comma on your keyboard. Yeah, just click on it. Boop. That's the shortcut key. Got it? Can? Okay. When you play with ZBrush, right? So when you open ZBrush, or when you did not click any of this, you will see this blank stuff, right? So this is a canvas. This is a document, they call it. So when you paint over it, you can paint as well. You can do, different types of drawings here. You can change the color, you know, see, add in stuff. You can do a 3D printing here, but this is not sculpting. If you happen to go to this level, what you have to do is Control N. So Control N means it will just take away, or it will make a new document or new canvas. That's about it. So here, file, right? Under here, it is slightly different from common softwares. Control S is, if you save this, Control S, you see ZBrush project. It's okay, so you can save this as a project. I'll explain this even further. You've got this tool here. The tool is similar to this tab here. Same. Tool is extremely important. And then you see this above here, quick save, see through, menus, ZScript, and then you've got this interfaces. So you play around with this. So every time you change this interface, it will change. See? This is tools. We call it tools, like how you have your brush settings and all that. And this part is where it is essential for your work. This is your brush. This is your alpha. This is how your strokes is going to be, like in Illustrator and so on and so forth. Right? This is the brush. All the brush is inside here. It won't appear anything yet because we don't have any clay here, I would say, or any form here in 3D object. Then you've got the texture, you've got the material, and you've got the color, right? And this one later. This is where you will see the BPR and the editor tools, best preview, and so on and so forth. This is for rendering. This is essential. So when you click on perspective, floor, you can only see this when you have already created something. And then you've got the frame and so on and so forth. This will be to navigate your canvas or your 3D space. Open up your lightbox. You choose any of this. You have to start off with a low poly, so you have more control over things. You don't get overblown with crazy amount of poly counts, as well as your file is not as heavy as you can't even open it. In ZBrush, it's ultimately light. So when you click on this 32 or any of this, it doesn't matter, just double click on it, it will open up. Okay, when you open up a 3D of any poly 3D, or if you're creating a 3D object or whatever not, even if you bring in a 3D object from different 3D software that you have already modeled. You bring it in. Ensure, right, before you touch anything, right, make sure this edit is on. Must on this too. The moment you don't have this, you cannot edit your object. Okay, so once you open up this, the brush is here for you to choose. Okay, you've got ample of brushes. The brushes here will tell you, you can sculpt, clay sculpt and all that, and you can flatten it, you can do layers, all this other stuff that is attached here, right? So it's practically a tool, like a chisel tool and so on and so forth. It's like sculpting a clay lah, right? So it's a sculpting tool, right? Let me be very specific. It's a sculpting tool. It is not a 3D modeling tool. So you can just play around with this. See, you must have a drawing pad like this, right? You can sculpt. So beautiful, right? It's not that beautiful because it is all pixelated. Am I right? Alright. So this is for you to start off with to check and see what it does. Okay, before I go ahead and do to make it smoother and all that. So I'm just going to tell you what it does. So when you use the standard brush, it will now bring up the mesh surfaces. It will kind of like extrude it out. Alright? You can see? So imagine the brush is like your hand. Alright? You are given a clay and then you just pull it out or try to form a shape. That's what you're doing. So once you get this, like, what is this? That's fine. Relax, one step at a time. So by just painting, it is called Z add. It is adding to the mesh. So kind of like, on the surface, I'm going to add, 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 and so on and so forth. So if I'm going to push it in, so currently I'm just, meshing it out. I'm slowly forming. I'm pulling out the meshes or the components of the surface. Next thing that you're going to do is you're going to push it in. How do you want to, you're making like a dough. So how do you want to push it in? By holding Alt. So this one is called Z sub. See that? Z sub. It won't show anything now unless you will click it, but this is what it does. Okay. Clear? Okay, go. So if you want to smoothen this surface, you just hold shift. You see the radical of this brush changes to blue. Can see from red to blue. Right, that says it is smoothening the surface. See, so depending on how much of pressure that you are applying to the brush, so it's pressure sensitive. Got it? Even the brush tool here, if you move slowly, it will only pull very lightly. It's like painting, yeah. So if you push it harder with a huge pressure, can you see? You extrude it harder. Same goes to the Z sub, which means it is pushing it in. So if you go slowly, it will move in slowly. Got it? You see this, how do you want to move? By holding outside of the object. Alright, if you're using a tablet, drawing tablet, the moment you just hold on your canvas outside here, just rotate, it is rotating. You can rotate up, down, it's quite open. But if you hold shift, it will lock. As you rotate and then you hold shift. See that? It will lock to that degree. And then by holding Alt and then holding on outside of the model on the canvas, you move or you pan your canvas from right to left, up, bottom, wherever you want. Got it? Okay. Now you don't let go your pen. Let go your alternate while you're moving. Boom. Now just move your pen up and down like that. Dots here, the strokes you've got. If you hold on this, you click once, you've got couple of you know uh, options of your strokes. At the moment it is all the dots, and then you've got direct rectangle. So this one depending on what kind of like a tattoo, right? So later we'll talk about this. Let's not go here first. You've got freehand. Okay, this one is just to like a tattoo making, and then you've got freehand. You've got color spray, and drag dots. Okay, all this will give you different outputs. Making sense? All right. So you can please try out this later. So if it's freehand, normally I'll use freehand. See that? It's much more smoother. It's like drawing lah. Okay. All right. So if let's say lah, you want to make it a little nicer, Control D. You click once, it will smoothen the surface. Again, it will make it really smooth. Now, if you do that, can you form?